Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode here of Let's Talk Airguns. Guess what? We've got Angie in the house. Say hi,
Hey
Angie.
Hey guys.
Real quick, I'm popping in the red already because I don't need to talk nearly that loud. Guys, we're sharing a mic, so if you guys can let us know if there's any audio stuff, I can adjust here pretty quickly. So just let us know if it's distorted or giving you guys a fit, and I'll do the best I can because I can't hear what you guys are hearing. Not easily, anyway. So we are here to talk about SHOT Show 2023. Angie just got back. How was it, Angie?
It was a lot. People kept asking me if there was anything cool that I'd seen, and yeah, there was a lot of cool things that I saw. This was kind of overwhelming and a lot to take in, but some of the ones that stood out were Scout. They have some pretty amazing stuff going on. It's kind of the smart gun of smart guns, and hopefully we'll get to check that out more. Nixon, Donnie FL is going to be bringing some of those in. Oh, there's a lot, Rick. There's a lot.
Okay. Well, I've seen some of the pictures, and I don't want to try and show pictures tonight because I think we need to just kind of pick really good pictures and show them. But you're going to be working on videos. I don't know, how many interviews did you do?
Between 15 and 20.
Okay.
For the week.
And so we've got Maggie who went with you.
Yep.
So Maggie's going to be doing the editing. We're going to be releasing those on AirgunWeb and sharing them eventually with GTA. So if you guys are part of are subscribed to AirgunWeb, you're going to see that. And so that's going to be very cool. Now, before we get too far into it, I definitely want to say thank you to all of our sponsors. We've got Airgun Pro Shop. And Airgun Pro Shop is, if you're looking for something that's turnkey and if you already know what you're looking for, I want this gun, this scope, these pellets, and sometimes that's great. But if you're new to the sport, let's say you don't know what you need, it's really nice to have somebody who's an airgun enthusiast that has done a lot of shooting, that has some experience in all facets of small game hunting, big game hunting, target shooting, to be able to help you pull all that together. And that's what Airgun Pro Shop does. When I had it, I really focused on the ready-to-go packages because, I don't know, Angie, have you ever, this happened a lot in the beginning for me. When I was first getting to PCP, I would not know I needed maybe the little fitting.
Right.
All right, so you get the gun in, maybe you have a hand pump, but it's rigged up for another gun, and not everything is a quick disconnect, as you talk about in your grip videos.
Yep.
So a lot of guns have a probe. And there's just little things like that are so frustrating that you get everything in, you're going to go, especially you get it in late Friday, right? And you're so excited, and then you can't shoot. Well, that really sucks. And when you have a company that's really tailored to making sure everything you need's in the box or everything's been put together and tested, that's what Airgun Pro Shop does. They took that perspective that I started, and they're running with it. So it's really cool. If you guys are looking for anything airgun related, they have a bunch of stock and inventory and a bunch of really fun stuff, but they can also put things together to make it specific to whatever you're needing to do. They also are going to be selling the new Umarex Viper. You shot that the other day.
I did.
Did you like it?
I did.
Yeah, it's a very fun little pistol. We'll see what they do on the production model. But yeah, that's going to be very, very cool. Let's see.
Hi, Timmy.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. First of all, if you guys have questions, throw them in the chat. I'm going to try and keep track with that. And I'm going to try and let Angie talk, although she sometimes, I don't know, maybe we can hook up some shock electrodes to your bottom of your chair, give you a little jolt.
I probably won't talk.
Yeah. No, that's if you don't talk, we shock you. I mean, that's how that works. So anyway, moving on to the next thing, and I want to mention GTA, which Angie, you're the lead reviewer for Gateway Airguns, and how is that? I mean, you've got a year in now.
Yeah,
right?
year. Wow.
I mean, how has that whole process been? Now, you went to SHOT Show for AirgunWeb and GTA, essentially, right. And Women's Outdoor News too, because you write for them. But now this is my
Doctor.
My doctor calling. It's that time. I got to tell them, stop calling me that time. Anyway, you went for AirgunWeb, GTA, and Women's Outdoor News, essentially. But you've been doing the grip reviews now for a year. I mean, what's your thinking or takeaway from that?
Well, the really cool thing about the grip reviews was I told Rick, I mean, he's the expert. I am far, far from it. And I told him I wanted to learn. And then he says, how about this? So it really has given me a lot of opportunity to learn a lot about the air guns and the air gun industry. I love getting out there and testing them. Some guns require a lot more time than others, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun and it's been a learning process.
Yeah. Have you over the last year, and I understand that if you've done, like you were doing about 2 videos a week, so let's say that's 100 plus videos, plus or minus. When you've done 100 plus videos, it's hard to remember a specific one that said, this was awesome. Out of those 100 some odd videos, what really stood out to you the most last year that you can really remember?
Oh, gosh. Rick, that's a terrible question.
I think it's a great question. Now, we haven't... I'm just kind of going off the cuff here. So
can you give me like an hour to answer that?
This is called Angie on the spot. Yeah. What is there anything? Can I throw some names out maybe?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right. What about like say the Origin?
I honestly prefer the 22 Origin than the 25.
Right.
So
okay.
There's that.
What about the DAR? You just recently did the DAR.
Yeah, the DAR. Nice.
Gen 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Actually, looking at the thumbnail of the Beretta, that was a fun pistol.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed that one. It's got the full auto option.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one. I don't know. It's hard to remember them all.
Yep. Big bore stuff. I know you love the hammer.
The
so
hammer,
you did a lot of killing this year.
Yes, and I shot the carbine at SHOT Show at the Industry Range Day, and that one, it's got a lot of power.
Yeah, it's got a little bit, got a little wallop to it.
Just a bit, a bit. You really got to brace yourself for that one.
Cool. Well, that'll be a fun gun. I'm sure we'll have the opportunity to work with that. In fact, if everything goes well, I should be getting a Notos, an Emerge, and a hammer carbine from Umarex. I mean, that's what we were talking about before SHOT. So hopefully all that works out.
Yeah.
So there's nothing. I mean, gosh. I mean,
how about ask them? What was y'all's favorite?
Yeah. Have you guys been keeping up with Angie's work over the grip reviews? And I guess the other question is, we changed things up recently, where we switched from trying to cram everything into one 30-minute video, which was maybe a little much.
Yeah.
To breaking it up into 2 separate. And I'm curious what you guys think of that. If you think breaking it up is better. Right now, we're kind of going to slow things down a little bit because we're getting a little recovery time for everyone. So instead of trying to do 2 videos a week for the short term, we're going to do 1 video a week. We will be catching back up to that 2 videos a week probably pretty soon, like in the next month. We should be back to full strength there. And eventually, I want to do a lot more. Is this my... Oh, that's just voicemail. Okay. I got to tell them, stop calling me on Tuesday. I got blood work I got to go do on Friday. Not that you guys care, but hey, that's why they're calling.
They care.
Yeah. All right. So as far as GTA goes, one of the things I want to mention as well is we have a contest running, and we're giving away an Umarex Air Javelin Pro. Yes. Now, what did you think? Okay, so Brent, I'm supposed to be getting one of these new JTS compressors. I was actually at JTS over the holidays, and they were just so busy they couldn't put a package together. But there's a couple things. One, both Angie and I got pre-production versions of their Aracuda and Aracuda Max.
Right.
Okay, they were pre-production, not the production models. I've asked for production models for both of us so that we can see exactly what is going out. So there's that. And I've asked for each of us to get one of their compressors. So he wants a nighttime EBR. I'm with you on that one. We did that, sort of, and Angie kicked my butt. So maybe not. I don't want to do that again. I lost.
He wanted to shoot at 100 yards today. It snowed, so thank you, Lord.
We were supposed to shoot today. We were supposed to go out and shoot 100 yards. The wind was supposed to be low. We got 4 inches of snow last night. And Angie was like, yay! I'm like, no.
No, I shoot a max of 50 yards most of the time because that's all I got. But he shoots at 100 yards all the time, and I think it was a setup. I really do.
Not true. Not true.
I
know.
did get comments that say, I shoot in the snow all the time. Well, that's good. We really don't have to, so I don't want to.
Nope. No, I mean, if I had no other choice, I guess so. But No, to go down there and clean up everything, I'd freeze. Mm-mm. There's certain aspects of being in the cold now that I physically have trouble with. So, nope, not going to do it. Wait till it warms up a little bit. It definitely is set up. Yes. Anyway, so what was your first impressions? I mean, of the Umarex Aeroguns. I remember when you shot the first Javelin a couple SHOT Shows ago.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you think of that when you, I mean, my impression of them was gimmick, waste of time, not interested. That was, not having shot them, that was what I thought. What did you think?
I liked them.
Before you shot them or after you shot them? Or did you even have an opinion before?
I don't know that I had an opinion before. I don't really...
Ever? Any opinion at all or just on that? Right,
Nice,
sorry,
Rick.
it was on a tee.
I'm sure you don't want to hear all my opinions.
No, I've heard enough over the years. Let's move along. Anyway, you were saying after you shot it.
The CO2 version I thought was really cool and a great option for people who don't want to get into PCPs. Mm-hmm. Though I did get mine when it was cold, so I had to wrap hand warmers around the CO2 cartridge. But I absolutely love the PCP version. Yeah. It is a great option.
We shot it for Airgun Expo, and we shot, I think you did a canned video ahead of time,
yep.
A little demo.
Yep.
Then we shot it together, and I think Joe got in on that a little bit, had a little fun with that. And then we shot it with the Blood Bugs, which I'd never done before, which is a broadhead. So it's actually a compact PCP. It's really small and light. It's
light.
Really, really
Super
good.
Super light.
Small, light, fun, easy to shoot. Refillable because it's regulated. It's regulated PCP on top of that.
You got to fill it up to 4,500 PSI, so you need like a personal compressor.
You got all that together, and they have the broadhead, so you can go hunting with it. Now, you took a jackrabbit.
I did.
That took a little bit of work. That was many nights, well, at least 2 nights out running the roads trying to find one.
I was making fun of Joe because he got so excited about killing a jackrabbit with his no-toast, and I was it's just a jackrabbit, Joe. Well, when I got one with the Javelin, I was jumping up and down. I got him!
Yeah.
So I was being a Joe.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. He's saying, can't wait to see the new Avenger X. Yeah, I think we're going to be working with that too. Pyramid Air. Just so you guys understand how the grip program works, and I've talked about this, but let me just say, it's a deviation from how I think most reviewers work. So Gateway to Airguns is a forum, and we have sponsors or advertisers on the forum. We take that pool of revenue, and I commission video work from you, and Maggie edits it. So we don't actually have specific paid for reviews.
Right.
Okay, and that's a big distinction, and we're working to get even more so. If products that we're not able to get provided, we're going to look to just buy the products that are popular so that we can even create a greater separation. Right now, the pro tier sponsors can send products and we will get them into the queue. There's no guarantee that we're going to get them in there, and there's no promise that we're going to say, hey, it's awesome, when it isn't, because we don't want to do that ever.
Right.
If it's not awesome, then we have the option of sending it back and saying, do a little more work, and then we'll be pleased to review it. So, and we've had to do that on a couple things. Yeah. I've had to do it. You've had to do it. So, the whole grip review program is going to be very different, and it's taken us a year to sort of get where we are, and we're not where I want to be yet, but we're moving that direction. Yeah. And if we can, as we begin to turn the corner, we actually have some really cool stuff. Like AOA has become a more aggressive sponsor, which is awesome because that opens up access to a lot of cool air guns we previously didn't have access to. Like, I know you have one of the Western Big Bore Rattlers sitting at home, and 35.
357, yep.
Okay, so I just got one in 30 cal, so I'll be working with that. That's actually what I wanted to shoot today, one of the things, but weather not permitting, I didn't go out and do it. But we've also got, you've got a Daystate Huntsman Revere.
Yep, non-regulated.
So you've got the Revere. Mm-hmm. FT Airguns, if you go to Gateway to Airguns now, you're going to see an FT Airguns banner. They've become a pro tier sponsor. We've got the Wildcat, which you're going to be taking home. you're giving it back, but you were taking it home for the short term to do a grip video. So we've got that going out. And they also sent me, and this is what I really wanted from Airgun Expo, they sent me the 35 cal FX Impact Mark III. So I'm like super stoked to have that. I mean, we just have a lot of really cool air guns we're going to be working with. I'm going to be doing some grip videos. You're going to be doing some grip videos. I'm still going to be doing AirgunWeb. And we've got some things to work. Angie may come back and do some AirgunWeb stuff too. So we're really trying to create an environment where you guys are going to get a regular dose of cool airgun information on new airguns. So it won't be the same thing over and over and over. I like doing the deep dives where I'll do the same airgun for maybe a whole year. I think there's some value there because if I get it once and I shoot it once, it goes back in the box, it goes away. You really don't know what it's like 6 months from now.
Right.
So there are certain air guns I really like to do the deep dives on, but I want to have a wider variety of air guns than what we're going to be looking at, and we have things being set up for us to do that. And that's very, very cool. My experience. Let's see. Hold on. Bear's got some nice stuff coming up. Yeah, I believe they were working on a reg. So
they are. I spoke to them at SHOT, and they are. There's a reg that's going to be available for you guys to purchase if you have their existing guns.
So you drop it in.
Yep.
Yeah, a reg upgrade's going to be. They drop a reg, and gosh, I really like the 22. I have the Veil Camo 22, and that's under an inch at 50 yards out of a $300 gun all day is just. I mean. I'm going back to when I got my first PCP. I was in Cottageville. It was a BAM B40. Was it B40? B50? It was a BAM. It was an old BAM gun, which is Zisico or BAM. They were sort of... Anyway, old BAM gun. No gauge. Filled to 3,000. Not regulated, because I didn't even know what a regulator was back then. And it was so much fun to shoot, because it was so different than a brake barrel. Right? But it was expensive then. I mean, that was a cheap PCP, but it's still $600-700. I've got my Discovery that was $400. But the Discovery I don't know that it would do under an inch all day. But here we got a gun. I really liked what you could do with the trigger on that. I showed you how to tune your trigger.
Yep.
I did a video on that. That's awesome. It looks good. It's got great features. It's got a nice cocky handle, so you don't have the bolt. I don't like rear bolt or side bolt anymore. I really want to have a side lever of some sort. But that gun, $300, and it just is a performance son of a gun. So
well, I spoke with Jake at Barra, and he wants to make all the parts available for you to buy, so you can do the work yourself. I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, that is a great. Yeah, tell me a little bit about that. We'll get back to the contest in a minute, but because I actually want to show people. We had somebody say, I got to the page, I couldn't figure out how to enter, so I'm going to show you guys that. It is really simple, but you do need to provide some information before you can enter because it's for 18 and older, and we do have to check for that stuff. But tell me a little bit about some of that, like your Barra interview and what they've got going on.
They've got several new things coming out. I don't want to give too much away because I got a video
coming out. I know. Well, you have to watch the video. Just a little teaser. I
don't know. They have... Well, of course, there's the 400E. We spoke about that. That's the battery-operated BB gun. Then there is the regulator. They have pistols. They just have all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll go. We'll let it sit. Bob's saying here, I'd like to see a comprehensive review on Pellet/Slugs. Most seem really overpriced with no discernible, I don't know what that is, and accuracy. Boy, I just wrote an article for Airgun Depot on the pellets versus slugs, and it all depends on the use case. So if you're inside 100 yards, you really shoot pellets. Shoot pellets. Unless there's a compelling reason to have to shoot slugs. Like, they're really much better at performing, and you want the extra weight, and you want the extra knockdown, and there's some value, like if you're shooting the Gauntlet 30, really likes... the FX slugs. I mean, really likes those slugs. And you get more energy, really good accuracy, and I would imagine some pretty vicious knockdown power.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a reason, but that's a use case that you're specifically hunting. But if you're at 50 yards and in I just haven't seen where slugs gave me a huge advantage if I'm just target shooting. I think pellets have done better for me, like universally. Past 50 yards, things begin to change because the slugs you're still driving subsonic most of the time because you're not supersonic enough to be supersonic for long enough that you're going to be to your target before transitioning to subsonic. Did you catch that? So you're still subsonic, but you can push them harder and they're heavier, so they do hold their energy and trajectories better. But that's really when you're past the 50-yard mark that you start seeing that really help. And if you're like Joe who wants to shoot prairie dogs at 200 yards, then yeah, you're gonna need to use slugs. But it's use case. What are you doing? I'm target shooting in my backyard. Shoot pellets.
Yeah.
Shoot pellets. Oh, I'm hunting prairie dogs at 250 yards. Shoot slugs. Right? It's use case, and it's not one or the other. There's good uses for both. Find out what you're doing and see what your gun likes, and then do that, and you'll be happy. Let's see.
Bob says too many JSB demos.
Too many JSB demos. Okay. I wonder what else we should do. Maybe we should do some more H&N.
Well, with the grip reviews, I try to take a different brand, and whichever wins out, that's what wins out. And there's a lot of JSB that wins out. So
yeah, if it's the best pellet, it's the best pellet.
Yeah,
so I can't help that. Now, did you see the new pellets at JTS?
I did, and I got some.
I have some too. Did they? I haven't shot them yet.
Nana boo boo
yeah. They've got new pellets, which is I forgot their name of them. I saw your picture of them.
Dead Center, I think.
Yeah,
is what they're
and
called.
they are telling me that they outperform by a good margin the 1813s, and I'm like, that's a tall.
Wonder what kind of magic they put in
I
there.
don't know. We're gonna have to see how that works. I'm eager to see it. And I think the Wildcat's gonna be a great option for that to test because oh my gosh, does that Wildcat shoot like a son of a gun? I mean, it is.
I'll have to get him to send me more pellets.
That,
I only
we're
got
gonna need a
one
lot
tin.
more. Yeah, me too. Yeah. My Origin loves too many different pellets. Yeah, G-Man, I'm right with you. Yeah, it's hard. If JSB makes some really good pellets, very accurate pellets, I think the H&Ns have a little bit of a greater variety of hunting pellets.
Mm-hmm. Now, some of my guns like the H&N better, but it's very rare. It's very rare.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll if you want wide variety pellet option, the grip review, Angie does that. I don't necessarily. I like if I'm doing my deep dive and I'm taking a gun for a year, absolutely you're going to see pellets, various brands, pellets, slugs, all size. I mean, I do a lot with that gun over the course of a year. But when I'm just reviewing it, I tend to just show this is what worked. I don't get into all the stuff that doesn't work per se. I just show what does work.
I like to see if the gun is pellet picky.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got, like G-Man said, how about you do 2 shot cards? One with just basic pellets, the second one with hunting pellets. So I probably test about 16 different types of ammo.
Yeah.
And choose the top 2 or 3, and that's going to be the ones in the review.
Yeah. But you show the picture of what it is, which is really good. So it's not that, I mean, you definitely are putting in the work. We talked a little bit about the work that goes into doing the grip videos. And I remember doing the in-depth product reviews, and it is a lot more work. I mean, people may, if you've ever been a content creator and you're creating content, I've been doing this since 2008. All right, that's a good bit of time. I've been doing it since 2008, and I wasn't real consistent, and then I got a sponsor, and I had to be consistent, became consistent. I got sponsors plural and became, had more volume as well as consistent. But it's a ton of work to keep it all together and all straight and have it all coming out and content produced. It's a lot of work. It's not, it's actually a job. It is absolutely a job. It's a fun job.
Yes, I'd much rather be doing this than most anything else.
It's a fun job. I will give you that. It is a fun job. It can be very frustrating when the gun doesn't want to cooperate, but
yes.
But it is a fun job.
And then sometimes you have to decipher, is it me or is it the gun?
Yeah, well, there is that too. Real quick, let me get back to the contest because I want to Yeah, 177 Slugs are the only ones I consider reasonably priced. What I'm wondering what we should do if we should actually look at some price comparisons at some point. Not like right away, but okay. So if I'm going to take a pause. I watch a bunch of tech videos. I'm a nerd, geek, whatever you want to call it. I have Angie could tell you I've got computers literally coming out of my ears in here. I've got a whole stack of laptops. Right now. Whole stack of laptops over here that are just my toys I play with, and computers over there that are in parts in various stages of construction because it's a hobby. I like it. One of the guys I watch will take a look at a particular component and another component, and one may be noticeably faster, but the price to speed comparison means that the one that's a little bit slower but a whole lot cheaper is better value, right?
Right.
So we could take like, here's the best pellet, and it's this much per round. Well, this pellet's only, it's 95% as accurate, but it costs half as much money.
Yeah.
That might be kind of cool.
Yep.
Yeah, just do some value comparison. Maybe we'll have to figure out how to make that happen. And there's math, and I don't know if we want to do math, but we'll talk about that.
To you.
But that might be kind of cool. We do have a question. What is your top pick of air rifle? I'm going to give that to Angie. What's your top pick of air rifle, Angie?
Like out of all of them?
Yeah,
see, this is what I did.
Good luck with that.
This is what I did with Iden Hansen at the Umarex booth. He kind of skipped out on me, and I had to go chase him down. What's your favorite small game hunter, medium game hunter, and big game hunter? Mm-hmm. And you guys will have to wait to see what his answers are.
There you go.
But my small game is still... I don't know. That's a hard question. There's so many great guns.
Yeah. Well, you have a bunch sitting in your shop. If God forbid the shop was on fire,
which one would I go save?
Which one would you grab? What armful of guns would you run out the door with? The hammer. The hammer's going to be one of them.
Yes.
Unless that's in its private little sheltered alcove in the house.
I keep that in the house.
Okay, all right. So the hammer's already secured. We have that one. What else?
The Woods Walker, the Marauder Woods Walker, my Gamma Swarm Bone Collector.
Yeah, absolute winner.
The Gamma TC-45 is still one of my favorites
as
well.
Beast of a gun.
Yes. Shoot. Now I'm having like this, my brain's on fire right now. I can't think of all the guns I own.
Okay. All right, back to the contest. All right, so...
Are you going to answer, or are you just going to put it off on me?
I'm just going to let you run with it. No, there's a couple guns I would really want to grab. My Air Arms Tactical is definitely one. Probably...
I was going to ask if I could take that home for a little while.
We probably can. We just have to throw it in a case. Yeah, so the Air Arms Tactical is probably one I would want to take. Let's see. The Air Arms Ultimate Sporter is one I would want to take.
Both Air Arms?
Yeah. My Day State Red Wolf, absolutely.
You better.
I have to grab that one. Yeah. Gosh. Yeah, I don't know.
His brain's on fire.
Yeah, it is on fire too. I mean, if you were to come out, first of all, anybody ever wants to come out and visit, you're always welcome. Call ahead, email ahead, text ahead, whatever. And yeah, we can set an appointment. You come hang out on the range. We'll shoot some air guns. So the door's open if you guys want to come out. And
but I wouldn't drive a Camaro or anything like that.
Have some clearance in your car. You won't make it over the hill. We are what you would call remote.
Yes.
Yes. Great. It is very remote. But you guys are welcome. And the next Airgun Expo we have, I hope to really encourage people to come out and hang out with us while we do the expo. It's going to be next October. I was going to try and do one in May, but I'm just going to start planning now for a really cool, maybe combined with a GTA fun shoot in October. And we've got some construction stuff to do. That's another thing. I do want to get back to the contest though, because we were talking about the air archery stuff from Umarex. I thought it was an absolute waste of time gimmick. Why would anybody want to shoot it? And then I shot the CO2 version, and I didn't want to stop. It was so much fun. I was like, I completely get it. Now that you've got a PCP version of that gun with blood bugs that you can go hunt with, that's what you took your jackrabbit with. Mm-hmm. that opens up a whole nother like sphere of hunting possibilities. I would love to go hunt rabbit and jackrabbit, and gosh, you can hunt raccoon. It has so much killing potential.
I've seen children taking deer with that exact gun.
With that gun.
Yes.
That's
yes.
crazy.
Yep.
That is crazy. I would imagine a small deer you absolutely could if you heart shot them.
Yep.
Because those blood bugs, when we shot the clear ballistics gummy bear, and that's all. Again, you guys should check that video out. It's like super cool. It drilled straight through like that much of ballistics gel and buried itself in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it was like had plenty of penetration and energy to absolutely be very lethal. I know they've killed pigs with that too. I mean, it is very cool. Now, if you want like lots of power and you want to like, then this Air Saber, the
Elite,
double barrel.
yeah,
Oh my god,
X2.
that is way. And it's like fun on steroids. They are just so much fun. So let me show you guys, in case you're having trouble understanding how it works. Okay, so you go to the contest page. And we have links everywhere. We have links on the GTA. But you're going to go to gatewayairguns.com, not org.com, hit the GTA contest button, and you're going to be prompted with enter your birthday. And we do this because we can't ship stuff out to an 8-year-old or a 12-year-old. You need to be over 18. And yes, people can lie, but we try and do what we can. And then I verify, just so you guys know if you're a winner, I verify via driver's license that it's legitimate win. So we do our due diligence that way. So I'm going to put my birthday in case anybody wants to send me a present in September. It's kind of funny, but I'm not kidding. You're welcome to send me a present if you want to.
A good present.
Yeah, a good one. Air guns are acceptable. Anyway, so after you've put your age in, verified that, there's a term, and this is important that you guys go through. Javelin's illegal in his state. Dude, that's terrible. JTS is not affiliated with Jefferson State Air Rifles. JTS is Zisico. JTS is their public-facing retail airgun brand. Zisico is the manufacturer. So basically, here's your rules. You need to read those, and when you do, you agree to them. Now, if you want to enter, and I may have been logged into the things that may not work, but you can like a Facebook page, or you can just watch the video, right? You can just watch this, right? Watch the video. Okay, and after you've watched it, it'll actually become entered. And we've already got a bunch of new entries in. If you want to, here you go, visit the site. Oops,
Whoa.
It jumped over to, okay. You're not going to see this screen, but it's going to ask you your name and email address when you jump to the website, and that's how you get entered. So that's how all of this works, guys. So if you get to this page, and you may have to like go to the end of it. Let's see. Oh, it may not let you. You may have to watch the whole video. You have to watch.
So no cheating.
You have to watch the whole grip review.
But we don't, right?
No. Oh, that was a great shot.
That is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. I'm gonna have to go shoot my net. All right. I'm gonna move on. But you guys get the idea. Once this is done, you're entered. You get an email confirming your entry. It captures it. And at the end of the contest, a program, not me, not anyone, a program selects the winner. So that's how the system works, okay?
How many entries do you have so far?
Right now we've got 140, so not a ton. So this has got like 3 weeks left to go. So please go have fun. Sign up, watch the videos. As I said, sign up, enter, and you guys, somebody's going to win this. Which is really cool. So we're excited about that. All right. Let's get back to this over here. So let's talk to...
I'd like to say something about the Avengex.
Avenger X?
I think
Is
it's
it called
Avengex.
Avengex?
Avengex.
That's a terrible name. Sounds like a new drug. Like And the side effects of Avengex are lead poisoning.
Thanks. That was good.
Oh, well, every now and then.
No, but they have it in several different styles because I'm going to be writing an article for Women's Outdoor News on it.
Okay.
And there's like a bullpup, there's an AR style one, there's a regular rifle stock, and they're like, which one do you want, Angie? Do I have to decide now?
Yes, all of them. Yes.
They have wood stock, they have the synthetic, yeah. So there's like all different styles of the Avengex, which are pretty cool.
Timmy's saying, could you pull some strings and get someone to do an install video on the HP upgrade and hammer spring on the Air Javelin? Yeah, I at some point we can do that. We'll be able to do that. I'm actually changing my studio around. Okay, so if you guys ever come out here, you're going to see down at my range, I've got 2 Connexes. I got a building, which is my workshop in the middle. What are you laughing at?
He has a lot of stuff.
It's full of stuff.
He has a lot of stuff.
I do. It's full of airgun stuff. And then I have like the big metal building, which has got one of my studios. I'm going to take the middle building, which is the workshop, and rejig that so that I can do...
You're going to re-what it?
Rejig it.
Okay.
You don't know what rejigging is?
No.
It's if you need something jigged, you rejig it. It's different. It's like it's jigged, and you need it different, so you rejig it.
Okay, I'm thinking gigging frogs. So
no,
go ahead.
That's different. And we're not getting jiggy with it. You're just rejigging it. Anyway, I'm gonna rejig that space so that I can use it to do how-to videos, and actually do either take aparts, tear downs, rebuilds. I'm like. If they're going to be selling regulators for the Barra guns, they're going to want, you're going to want instruction on that.
So then we can be airgun experts too.
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be very fun. Okay, so.
There was a comment earlier that I really think you need to see.
What is it?
G-Man. Hey Rick, you stated you were going to give Angie a Gamo Coyote to take home and play with.
Yeah.
So... I thought you really needed to see that one.
Okay, so here's the little thing. Okay. All of my coyotes are like DOA at the moment. Oh. They all leak. They're 3-4 years old at this point, and there's the BSA, God love them, but I would swear that they're German, and I mean that in the best possible way. Because if you could build a part that 2 screws would work to hold it together, Germans are going to use 10, just because they can. And so something as simple as a check valve has like 30 parts in it and 14 O-rings. I'm exaggerating, okay? I'm obviously, but it is unnecessarily complicated. And if one little bit goes south, it doesn't work anymore. And so and I'm pretty sure all of my Gamo Coyotes, and even my BSA Buccaneers, which is the same gun, just with BSA on it, they all don't hold air right now. So
How many do you have?
5 or 6, probably.
Coyotes?
I probably have 2 or 3 Coyotes and probably 2 or 3 Buccaneers at least. Mm. I have 3 BSA R10s that are all non-functional as well.
Oh.
It's a shame. I have maybe 1 or 2 BSA Scorpions that are out that are non-functional. All of them just develop leaks in critical areas, and I've been able to get parts for them. Now that's not that's not on BSA because Gamo is the importer. Gamo owns BSA, so if I sent Tony, like he's asked me to, a list of parts, he will give me the parts and I can rebuild them. I've just been too busy. But yeah,
he is very busy, guys. He is. I'll give that to you.
But yes, I would love to. Yes, thank you for reminding me. I actually have a 25 cal Buccaneer that I think would be really sweet for you to play with, and it's one of the original ones that does not have the integrated moderator, so you can actually put a moderator on it yourself. So you're not chained to the Gamo or what they call the Silentium or whatever the heck it is. It's a Whisper front end. You can put whatever you want on it. So, yes, I have some of the original Coyotes, and they are really good guns. But they're just all the ones I have right now are not holding air, which stinks. So sorry. So.
G-Man. Yeah,
G-Man said I'm a Coyote in a yes. I think shipping to you might be a little bit of a problem. I might be able to buy a new one versus shipping to you. But if you make it up this way, come by, because I'm sure I can set you up in the shop and you can fix all the stuff that doesn't work right now. That is something, and we really haven't talked about that, but maybe we oughta at some point. Airguns do take maintenance over time.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be very curious. Like, I'll give you an example. I just wrote an article with Airgun Depot on this subject too. How do you bring like an old airgun that's not working? How do you bring it back to life? Well, hopefully the manufacturer has been forward to think and remember that you're going to need spare parts and has them available. Else, you can't. A lot of the more expensive guns, you can get parts for them. Some of the cheap guns, you can't. And that's sort of part of the equation. The race to the bottom on price point, you have a bit of a disposable mindset. Like if you get a year out of it, we call that good, and you should just buy a new one. Yeah. I think that's wasteful personally. I do really appreciate what Air Venturi's doing, is they're creating complete rebuild kits for like the Avenger.
Sweet.
So if you have an Avenger, and like I've got a couple. One right now is, I think, my bullpup is working. I have two rifles, both of which are not working. So I have to rebuild them. But this is part of the equation. A lot of the guns, when you have O-rings and you have guns that are, I mean, they're 4,000 PSI, that's a lot of pressure.
What does the humidity, dryness, temperature, all that have?
I mean, here in Texas, super dry. So it does matter. There you have, where you are, is humidity. So you're more inclined to deal with moisture in your cylinder from condensation.
Right.
I don't get that here. But you may get that there, especially if you don't have really dry air going into your gun. But there are all of these environmental things that mean that if you buy, mostly PCPs, but it happens on brake barrels too, at some point in the life of that gun, you're going to need to maintain it. So you either need to have a relationship with the manufacturer that's saying we're going to take care of you, or you need to be willing to turn a screw yourself. And most of the stuff is really easy. That's why I want to get that shop set up where we can actually do. I'd love to show you guys. Here's my Avenger. It doesn't work. Let's take it all the way apart. Let's put it back together. And hey, look, it's working again. Or I've had to do that on the JTS guns a couple times. I'd like to be able to do that kind of stuff, where I don't know that there's a lot of people that really do it, primarily because it's a lot of work. It's actually, I mean, just that simple trigger mod was what, 20-minute video?
Maybe you could do like a different levels of modding and stuff, like level 1, and then we know I can do that.
You do it, yeah.
Level 2, I'm not touching that.
Yeah, it'd be like complexity, like when you go to have to repair a computer and you go to iFixit, and they say, yeah, give up. Not for you. That's what I tend to look at, but it might be worth doing. I think it would be. I enjoy that kind of stuff. I don't get the chance to do it often because it is so time consuming and I'm so busy on so many other things. But as we rearrange things, as we're restructuring here to be more efficient, there may be time to do that. I think that'd be great. I think it'd be awesome. So, why wasn't Gamma Daisy at SHOT Show among others? Well, it's a good question. I will say when SHOT Show canceled, back in 2021, I guess it was the year they didn't have it. Yep. It was, I think the reality is that for many companies, they realize that they don't need SHOT Show. Gammo's spend at SHOT Show, I believe, was in the several $100,000 range.
Mm. Wow.
Several $100,000. So they spent several $100,000 to be at the show and have the presence they had, as well as bringing everybody from Europe. They had people from the European contingent, from Spain and other places. So between flights, liability, people away, you get sick, and all that other nonsense going on. Because, I mean, praise God, you guys didn't get the SHOT Show crud, but I have come back from SHOT Show having shaken that one hand, and I'm thinking, I'm going to pay for this. Because the guy's like, and you're like, ah, and then you're like, green things crawling on you, and it's too late at that point. It happens. But yeah, they.
And then hotels and food and
It's expensive.
yeah.
Yeah, it's expensive. I think and I didn't go this year, and I don't know if I'll go again. I'm going to need a compelling reason to go. Angie went, Maggie went. I was pleased that we could send them, but it's going to be all said and done at between $3,000 and $4,000. You know, and that's before we process any of the content, because the content that's not free to produce, right? Somebody's got to do that. I mean, somebody's got to do the editing, somebody's got to do the publication. So there's, once you have the content, if it's a few $100s per video to do the production and publication, then you're looking at all in, I don't know, 10 grand. That's just cost.
Yeah.
So it is a lot. So from a content producer, I don't know that I'll go again. If they like going and it's beneficial and it works out, I'll keep sending them.
I like going.
Yeah, I know she likes going. But I think Gammo said, you know what, we really don't need this. And there's many other people that said, we really don't need this. This doesn't make us any money.
Well, SHOT Show is really geared toward firearms.
Yeah. And that's the other side of it too.
Yeah. Somebody had asked about the round table.
Okay.
Yeah. J Boogie, when is Airgun Roundtable coming back?
Are you talking about like with American Airgunner? I don't know. We could certainly do a roundtable-ish show once in a while here. We can get Joe on and maybe get Rick Rem, or maybe Hajimoto will come up, and
that'd be cool.
We can probably do stuff like that. This show here, the Let's Talk Airguns, the whole point of this is one, just so that I get to come chat with you guys once a week at least. And we get to talk about what I think is some pretty cool stuff. So that's awesome. But ultimately, I want to do a lot more with this platform. We're going to have to move off YouTube at some point, because I want to actually handle a gun on camera without getting shut down. We'll see how that works. So we may transition over to Vimeo and then have it live on our websites like GTA and AirgunWeb, that you can you watch it on Vimeo, GTA, AirgunWeb, all of that, Facebook, maybe simulcast to Facebook, so it's all going out. People that we can go to without having them having a conniption, we can send it all at once, which I think would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, the roundtable thing was pretty cool. But as far as American Airgunner, when I did AirgunWebTV, I was disinvited from American Airgunner. That's a whole story. So is what it is. It's a very competitive world in the airgun world, because it's such a small and narrow slice, and there's a lot more people in it now than there were 5, 6, 10 years ago. And so the size of the pie hasn't changed, but the number of players has dramatically changed. So the competition to get a piece of the pie, to pay your bills, is far more fierce today than it has been probably ever. And the pie is actually shrinking, because some companies are really struggling. So it's a challenge. So we'll see about it. We'll see about roundtable stuff.
Timmy's got a question.
Where are you, Tim?
This is Rick. Do you think putting a drop of silicone oil on your fill probe before you fill a gun hurts or helps? It helps the gun.
It ain't gonna hurt it. Actually, what I do on like a probe gun is I turn the probe upside down and 5 or 6 drops in the probe, and then it gets shot down the gun. It ain't gonna hurt it. It's just like lubing your CO2. Why do you do that? To protect the seal. So a couple drops of CO2 ain't gonna hurt your gun. I wouldn't put a gallon in there, but a couple drops ain't gonna be a problem. So let's see. I would like to see is Raven Shield. I would like to see a valid and genuine attempt at pellet and slug resizing in the results, because I believe it to be the cause of most people's inaccuracy. Well, yeah, we don't resize pellets. That's a waste of time. But you can get a pellet gauge. So head size is critical. You want to have some fun. Now, last time I did this was a few years ago, so maybe they've gotten better. Buy a tin of Crossman Premier Hollow Points or whatever at Walmart. Get yourself a set of calipers or micrometers, whatever you want to call it, and start measuring head sizes and see how wide the variations are.
Micrometers?
Micrometers, yes. in your manometers, either your manometers. Measure the head size, and you will see a huge variation. Back in the day, I was working for a particular company, and we kept getting blown seals. It was a brake barrel. They had PCPs too, but I was their RMA department for about 14 months. So anything that broke came to me, and I would fix it and then send it back to the customer. Anyway, they had a very, very powerful Springer air gun, and we kept getting bad seals or blown seals. And a very, very powerful Springer, if there's not enough back pressure, will damage the seal. So dry firing was bad. It could break the spring, burn out the seal, all manner of stuff. And we kept getting a bunch of these back. The common denominator was they were all shooting crosswind pellets. Oh. Because one pellet will fit real tight, and then another one will just fall out the end of the gun.
I might have to do that, because I just got a whole shipment of crosswind pellets.
Yeah, I just measure them. And then you can get a pellet gauge. There's actually a company, Pellet Gauge, and you just put the pellet in, and it measures the head size, and then you can sort them. So if you find, that's why if you ever go to H&N and look at their pellets, JSB does it not to the same extent. But go to Pyramid Air and get an H&N Field Target Trophy sample size. There's like 5 different head sizes. Like 5.55, 5.51, 5.52, 5.53, 5.50. I just said that one. That was the first one. 5.5. 5.5. But 5.5, 5.51, 5.52. You get the point. They go by hundredths of an inch head size, or that would be millimeter. Millimeter, hundredths. Millimeter, because 5B. It's like a little teeny bit of change. Yeah, forget metric. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, it would be metric. Anyway, it is that little hundredths of a whatever millimeter, I guess. I don't know what I'm talking about there, but it's just different, and it's that one little change. But you may find your gun likes 5.53 versus 5.50. So, and then in the 5.53s, you measure those, and you may have some that are a little off. So if you want to be super, super accurate, then you actually measure and weigh. And then after you measure them, then you weigh them. Ugh, talk about a waste of time.
Yeah, talk about add another couple hours onto my whole process.
No, we're not going to do that. But it would be, I actually been in contact with the pellet gauge guy, and I think we're going to be able to, like in my quest to shoot sub MOA at 100 yards, I'm probably going to have to weigh and sort my pellets. And if I do, then that's part of the learning curve. I want to be able to do that. It means I need these pellets that are this, that have no variation, the head size the same, they all weigh the same, and that's going to give me the best option. Just cracking a tin and shooting pellets, they're going to have variation from pellet to pellet. As good as they are to try and keep things exact, it's not exact. I mean, it's machines involved. It's not exact. So, G-Man, are you going to have Travis on to discuss new JTS stuff? I hope so.
That would be cool.
Hope so. Travis and I still chat. We still stay in touch. So, definitely. We'll see once they get back and settled, and hopefully they didn't get COVID again, because they've gotten, the poor guys there have gotten COVID 2 or 3 times in all the shows they go to. So hopefully everybody's all right. I haven't talked to them since I got back, but we'll see. Well, I hope to have them up. So let's see. Pedro's saying, I wish Hot Sun made the flash pump with a bigger air cylinder. It'd be nice if they just had the removable cylinder like they used to on the AT-44s. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, so Raven's saying he resized the 5.5, his pellets to 5.5, and it's Red Wolf, and it makes all the difference. And that is, yeah, absolutely. If you're shooting slugs, the slugs are a little bit easier to resize. I don't know how you'd resize a pellet. You'd have to have the swedge of that exact pellet to make it. So but slugs are different. When I would go to like Hunter Supply, I'd go visit Dave and Regina, and I would take sample guns. Like we were when we were doing the Winchester guns for Gamma Daisy, I took them with me, and we went through all of their pellets, and he would hand size the different pellets, and we'd see what gave us the best results. And that's why the Winchester ammo is specifically sized for that gun. That's how we did it. So we made sure that it was, that we went through it. It may drop, like if we're doing a 35 cal, for example, it may drop out of the mold at 3.6, where the gun needs 3.58 or 3.59, and then he has a machine that he sets he has a machine with a jig, and you just dump a bunch of bullets in. It's really cool.
And you jig it?
You jig it. You rejig it because
Okay.
it drops jigged, and we rejig it. Right? You dump the bullets in. It aligns them in the machine, and then drives them through a resizing tool, and you just get a bucket of perfectly sized pellets on them. It's really cool.
Did you film it?
No, I didn't film it.
That would be cool to see.
Well, I want to go shoot prairie dogs this year, so hopefully that will work.
Yeah, I did stop by the Hot Sun booth
Yeah.
at SHOT Show. They got a lot of cool things coming out.
Yeah.
But like everything kind of melds together, so I have to go back through my footage. They've got a lot of cool stuff too.
Yeah. So G-Man's saying yes, the detailed competition shooters like Ted and others, they size and weigh. Absolutely. If you want to be competitive, you got to do it. Because any variation, any little nick on the skirt or any little deformation or any variation is going to cause that pellet to wander. And, I mean, you're looking at the 100th of an inch could be the difference between a win or a loss.
Yeah.
So if thousands of dollars on the line, then I guess you take a little time to sort your pellets.
It's worth doing it then.
Yeah.
Good night, Snapbean.
So
Thanks for joining us.
We are actually got just a couple minutes, so I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Angie, thank you for coming out. Appreciate you
Thank
for
you
being
for
here.
having me.
It's fun, and when you get home, we'll have to make sure that you get up here and join us. You took some time off, and we're like doing other stuff, like fixing to get ready to go to SHOT Show or something.
I took time off? Oh. No, actually, I'll tell you guys what happened.
I wish you had a picture. Go ahead, tell them.
I know, I'm not taking a picture. So, I was experimenting with makeup, and I put some eyeliner on, and I'm not good at putting makeup on. I'm terrible. Put it on a little thick, and it was like something called tattoo eyeliner. So it was stuck. I couldn't get it off. So I messaged Rick and said, Rick, I look like a raccoon. Can I skip tonight?
I should have said no. You come in like a
No.
balaclava on or something.
It would have been very distracting.
Anyway, so when you get back, we're going to make sure that you get up here and hang out with us. And you can tell us about what you got going on in Grip, and I can talk about AirgunWeb and so forth. So we're going to wrap it up, guys. I want to say thank you for joining us. Angie, thank you. Thank you for going to SHOT Show and working your little tushy off.
Thanks
that
for
whole week.
sending me. We really enjoyed it.
Yep, it was fun. Maybe I'll go again. I don't know.
I think you will.
Oh gosh, it's so much work.
I would like to get at SHOT. This is my plan. I would like to get all the air gunners there that are at SHOT in one place and take one big picture. I want to see how big the picture would be.
It'd be fun.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I think that'd be cool.
We'll see. All right, guys. Have a great week. We'll see you next week, Tuesday, unless something comes up. And then, as we are rearranging things and changing things, we really want your feedback. So, like when we make a change, like splitting the grip reviews, or like we talk about doing these how-to videos, and if that's going to either resonate or you're going to actually say, no, Rick, that's a waste of time, let us know what you think, because it helps us then spend what limited time we have, what our limited resources, because they are limited, allows us to use them in the most efficient way.
Yeah.
So please let us know what you guys think about that stuff.
And don't forget about the contest.
Don't forget about the contest. Please, if you're not a member of the GTA, please go consider becoming a member and becoming, participating and chatting with people. It's a great resource of good moderators, good folks. If you have guns to sell, there's the Airgun Classified section as well. And it's a pretty large community. And the traffic on the site far surpasses, as far as the number of unique visitors, it's like 5 times our user base. So it's not just users that use it, it's like a ton of people outside too. So it's very, very broad and wide. And if you're an advertiser, if you're a manufacturer, somebody wants to advertise or support GTA, well, we'd love to talk to you about that too. We do some more videos. I want to say thank you to our sponsors, Airgun Pro Shop, and all of our sponsors. Angie's got an alarm that says she's done now and she's off the clock.
No, that was actually my alarm, my time for the show.
Yeah,
I have an alarm I'm set for the show on Tuesday
Anyway,
night.
we're out. See you
It's
guys.
late.
Guys, have a great rest of your week. See ya.